I'm reading is I haven't confirmed it. I don't know, but I'm just gonna touch on it lightly. Word is that Gervonta Tank Davis is uh going to be elevated to the WBA 135-pound champion. So, for those that don't know, though, Tank Davis, he's never had a real belt above 130. He had one down there. I think he took the belt off of Pedraza. That was a real strap. At 135, Tank Davis has never had a real title. At 140, that Reggie title he took from Barrios is not real. This would be his first real fight. And also I'm hearing that he don't want the belt. Now, does that mean he don't want it because he want to fight for it? He don't want to be labeled an email champion? Or he don't want the belt because what comes with those real belts comes a lot of added pressure to fight motherfuckers. Is that why? I don't know. Because you got to remember, Tank himself said they just said they don't care about the belts. The belts are not important. But why wouldn't the belts be important, man? The belts are important. Wouldn't Tank having some real belts under his waist raise his stock even more than what it is without the belts? I mean, he's already a high draw, especially pay-per-views, without having belts. So why wouldn't he want to add some belts to to raise his stock? So if he don't want the WBA belt because he just don't want it because he don't want the backlash with the email shit, I understand that, man. Well, that's the case, then call up Shakur Stevenson or somebody, whoever's ranked for the WBA. Who else is there? I gotta check. Now, looking through the lightweight rankings, Shakur Stevenson is the champ, the WBC champ. This ranking, it's a little outdated because Devin Haney just dropped all the belts like recently this week, so they have to update it on the boxing scene. But it still has Devin Haney as WBO, IBF, and a WBA real champion, even though he's not anymore. He just vacated. And it has Gervonta Tank Davis as the regular WBA champion. So the WBA, let's look at the WBA. If Devin pretty much he dropped the belt, so it's dead, it's vacant. So from what everybody's saying, they're thinking about elevating Tank to WBA the real belt, not that fake one, the real one. Isaac Cruz is #1 ranked at the WBA. Williams and Payne is #2. Frank Martin is #3. Loma is 4. And look at this. Kid Austin, Floyd Schofield, man. He is #5, man. Let's just deal with the top 5 right there. So, if Tank gets to fight for the real belt, they're already talking about Tank rematching Isaac Cruz. That's probably what's going to end up happening. Tank is probably going to fight Isaac Cruz for that belt. He'll end up winning that fight. But why don't he just call out? Why don't he pull Frank Martin up, man? Let him fight Frank Martin. That'd be nice. Let Frank Martin and Tank Davis fight for the WBA belt. That'd be nice. But I remember Tank said he wanted to fight Vasyl Lomachenko too. Remember they said that some of his last few fights he won in boxing, Loma was on his list. Kid Austin's a good fight too, but man, Tank beats him. He needs way more experience. But I would still like to see it. I would like to see him fight Floyd Schofield too. Kid Austin, should I say? But let's say Tank do fight one of these dudes for the belt. Then what? Then what does he do? Does he actually decide to fight the people that we all wanted to see him fight? One of the people, at least. That's Shakur Stevenson. And in the WBC, Lomachenko is #1 ranked over there. All right, so Shakur, his Mando is looking like it's going to be Vasyl Lomachenko for his belt. Zepeda is #2. I think Loma is about to fight Kambosos soon. Isak Cruz is number 3 over there. Raymond Moritala. Now, if Shakur don't fight Tank, if Tank gets the WBA belt, if he wins it, if he don't decide to let him email it to him and he fights for it, that would be a good unification bout. Tank Davis versus Shakur Stevenson. If not, a good comeback fight with somebody with some power would be a Raymond Moritella, man. That's just how I feel. Raymond Moritella. Isak Cruz already said he wouldn't fight him. But maybe after that performance with De Los Santos, maybe a lot of dudes is chomping at the bit to fight Shakur Stevenson now. You know, who knows? But this should be interesting, man, how this shit is going to play out. Because if Tank fights for this belt, he will be a real champion. What comes with that is everybody wanting to smoke, including, I guess, Shakur Stevenson. We'll see if he's serious about fighting Tank, too. You know what I mean? Because it seems like a lot of these dudes, they just be dancing around each other, man. They don't really want to fight, man. I don't know if that's the deal with Shakur, but Tank be seeming like he really don't be wanting to fight. But allegedly now, it's like they say he's really focused on Devin. But why? Devin's not even coming back down. He just dropped the belts. That's an indicator. So either Tank go fight him up there at 140 or it's going to be a catchweight. We'll have to see, man. But let me know what y'all think about Gervonta Tank Davis potentially becoming the WBA, elevated to the WBA 135-pound champion. Email. I'll catch y'all later.